Most marketers and founders are just using 5% of AI for all their campaigns. They start a chat with AI, talk about a few things, get some results, and that's about it. But this is just level 1 of how you use the full power of AI. The second problem is that they start with ChatGPT, then jump to Claude, then go to Gemini, and finally, they're nowhere. They're all over the place. In this video, you're going to learn the solution of all of that. You'll learn the best AI models to create a full marketing campaign for your brand. I'm going to teach you how to use AI to create competitor research, content strategy, social strategy, image creation, content write-ups, videos, and landing pages. You'll get the exact prompts that I have used, the systems that I have created, the mistakes that I committed, the outputs that I got, and by the end of this, you can just plug and play the system into your marketing operations. Let's get started and learn how to use AI as your best marketing team. Now, the first thing is about being an architect and not an operator. Let me explain this. Now, most marketers are operators. They are operating on a task. They're doing a task, writing a post, making an ad, making a landing page, making a creative. These are all tasks. But an architect is somebody who has the vision, who knows the destination, who knows the output they want to create, who knows the quality of the output. With AI in picture, you want to be the architect, not the operator. So you have to be the visionary, the person who thinks where we're going with this campaign, whereas AI does the work for you. It's more of a mindset shift. Now for this video, we're going to take a hypothetical example of a running shoes company. This company is called RunReady. They're launching a new running shoe called Blaze. And this is how we're going to create all the marketing assets for Blaze. Let me give you the roadmap. So first, we're going to set up Claude Cowork as your command center. Next, we're going to use Claude skills within Cowork to create multiple assets like competitor research, content, and more. Then we will head over to Gemini, which is Google's AI tool, and create an AI brain over there. This brain will be called a gem. This gem will help you create your product's images, social media images, videos, and more. And finally, we're going to come back to Claude Cowork and create a full-blown landing page for the Blaze running shoe. Let's get started and learn all these steps one at a time. So the first part is about setting up Claude Cowork. What you're going to do is use the desktop app of your Claude, not the web app, but the desktop app, and we're going to set up Cowork over there. Now what I've done here is created a new project named RunReady Shoes. This works with the local files in my system. I'm going to add a folder here, and then if you see the structure of this folder, it's 1, brand context, 2, examples, and 3, marketing outputs. Let me explain this one by one. So I have given local access of my system to Claude Cowork. Number 1 is brand context. In this, I have a file, brandcontext.txt, which tells everything about my brand. The product, the target audience, the pain points, the differentiation, the technology, the objections, the persona, everything. You can download this file by going to the description below and you'll find all the details there. I have also given competitor context. What are the top running shoes of the other brands? Why do they sell? What are their points? What are their competitive advantages? And more. And then I've added a library of images of my logo and my product from different angles and different photoshoot styles. Next is the folder called examples. Within this, I have add creative styles and carousel slides. Let's go to add creative styles. I've shown here 3 types of ads that I like from other brands, and then I've also explained them in a text file called add examples. I've explained it in a textual way so that the AI, that Claude Cowork, gets my visuals but also gets to understand them better through this written context brief. Similarly, I have done this for the carousels as well. And number 3 is the folder called marketing outputs. This is where Claude Cowork will store all my outputs. So now we've given it a local system access with all this information. Next, we go to the instruction sections of the project. Now, if you look at the instructions, it's going to say that read the brand context file in the folder named brand context to understand a brand before you create any output. These are basically instructions that we want Claude Cowork to use every time it's trying to create something. We have also told it to use the competitors file. We've used it We've told it to use the product images. We've also told it to use the examples for design inspiration, taking it from other competitors. And we finally also mentioned that use all the skills which are necessary to do this work. And finally, save the outputs to the marketing outputs folder. So now Claude Cowork is fully ready with the brand context and a set of instructions that it will follow when you create your marketing outputs. Now let's start with the first marketing output, which is the competitor research report. Now for this, we're going to use a skill called competitor teardown. This is a Claude skill and I'm going to show you how to set it up. Now within your Claude app, you go to customize, then you go to skills, and then you do upload a skill. I've given this skill in the description. It's a full file that contains the instructions, references, and more. You can just upload this and start using this skill. Now, once the skill is loaded, we tell Claude, using the competitor teardown skill, analyze my competitors as mentioned in the brand context folder. Ask me questions and create a proper analysis that helps me with my launch strategy. Now, once you fire this up, it's going to ask you some relevant and intelligent questions. The first one being, is your competitor India specific or not? How deep should this analysis go? What matters most for this? What is your current launch stage? And I've answered whatever is relevant for my brand. And then it starts researching. It starts researching my competitors. It starts lining up tasks for itself. And finally, a report comes out there, and I want to walk you through this report. So this is the final output, competitor teardown and launch strategy. Now, if you look at the executive summary, it says your rival is ASICS, not Nike. So it's showing a differentiation. 4D balance, which is a balance technology in the shoe that I'm promoting, is a claim, not a proof. And then third point is copy Puma's community loop, which is again, Puma covered a lot of run clubs and it wants me to use that strategy. So overall, if you look at this orange box that says the strategy in one line, win a narrow defensible wedge. It's saying that you should win the technical claim of the 4D balance of your shoe and also used an emotional understanding about how to promote it. Let's go a little deeper. Market context. It has scanned all the Mumbai marathon runners and seen that ASICS was used by 28% of the marathoners, and then Nike and others. Then the interesting part is it's shown me a competitor-wise breakdown. So Nike, what it does on paid ads, what it does on social, what it does on the site, Adidas, Puma, and it also says steal this playbook next to Puma, where it says paid ads and community. Very aggressive in the form of making a community. And then ASICS, again, it says your closest positioning rival, credibility-led, not hype-led, trusted by coaches, all of these things. So the other thing that it's giving me is the price anchors. It's telling me the best running shoes of different brands and their prices. And then it's telling me where should I place my brand. And the best part is this table, head-to-head versus RunReady. So every brand, differentiated by brand equity, paid ads, social, community, runner positioning, product tech, all of these. And if you look at the last one, that's where it tells me that you can create a distinction for yourself. So you can go for product tech claim and create a distinction for yourself. And at every level of this model, it shows me where I can win and where can I not. So there's a strategic analysis. And then finally, it's talking about a launch action plan. So what do I do the first 30 days, the next 30 days, and the 30 days after that? Also, if you look at the sources, you'll see all the sources it's used for the market research. But the interesting part is also this link called meta ad library at the end of each competitor, which shows the meta ads or the Facebook/Instagram ads of all these competitors. So as you can see, this is a very detailed strategy. It's told me which angles to go after, which angles to not go after, what kind of runners to approach, what kind of campaigns to go, and a timeline-wise specific campaign. I think this is a really good output and we can start with this. Let's get to the next one now. So the next marketing asset that we're going to create is the content strategy, both the SEO strategy and the social media strategy. Now I've written this skill, which is called content strategy, which you can just add to your Claude. The link is in the description. I also did a thorough research of the keywords of my brand so that I can attach it as context. Now the prompt that I used says, now using the content strategy, let's create a new strategy for the launch of a new shoe base. Use the relevant keywords attached here while taking decisions for the strategy. Claude is asking me some questions, which it says, what kind of runners am I targeting? What's the pricing? What's the goal? What content formats work, etc., etc. And now it's come up with this strategy document, which we'll review together. So this is the launch document, and it tells a few things. It says that there are brand terms, Nike, Puma, Adidas, which you can't win because, it's a brand world. Then there's budget terms like under 10,000, under 20,000, cheap shoes, inexpensive shoes. And then it's telling me where Blaze might find the right fit. It's talking about Blaze having keywords like premium, injury-free, 4D balance, coach, energy, all of those things. So it's created 4 content pillars for me. One is called Run Without Limits, which is basically the 4D balance tech story of the shoe. Then injury-free miles, then daily miles, which is basically using the shoe daily, and then Blaze Proof, which is basically the conversion pillar, why it's better, testimonials, reviews, all of that. Now, if we go deeper into the strategy, it's also given me a primary keyword target to go after. So running shoes, premium. So premium shoes, good volumes. Running shoes for road, running shoes best brand, running shoe types, cushion and arch support, wide toe, all of these different things that we might win our SEO rankings from. And then it's mentioning a journey of educating the user, positioning the shoe, proving the value of the shoe, and then finally converting. And if you look at this slide, which says content formats, so you'll see for the blog, it says types of running shoes, then premium running shoes, best road shoes, Blaze review versus Asics versus Nike, all of these things. So it's told me what to build, what are the keyword targets, what kind of content I need to go for. And while this is great, I think it's good only for SEO. I didn't find it to be very good for the social strategy. And I want this to be a full-fledged strategy which contains social media as well. So now I'm going to go back and tell my AI to improve on this. This is another skill called social. And again, you can find it in the description. And now I'm going to use this skill, this social skill, to create a social media strategy, which sits on top of the SEO strategy. So the prompt reads, using all the knowledge that you have, let's create a social media strategy in detail. Use the skill social to create the strategy and some samples of social content for each category that you've proposed. Now, this is the full document of the social media strategy. Let's go through this together. So it's told me to go after Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and influencers. That's a good choice. And then how do we sound? So it says you need to sound like a coach who believes in you, bold, motivating, driven. Use these words: performance, stability, precision. These are all things that runners would react to or respond to because these are terms they respond to. And then 5 content pillars. Coach's Corner, which is basically coach giving education about injury performance. Inside the Tech, which is the tech of the shoe, the technology used in the shoe. Real Miles, community and proof. This means people who've actually used the shoe and they're telling their reviews and their numbers. Proofs and picks, comparisons, which shoe should you use in which case. And then finally, Fuel and Fire, which is brand energy, motivation, which is what every runner needs. So it's created these 5 pillars, and these are really good pillars for social media because they have an element of shareability. When you have some education post, it's likely to be shared. When you have an energy or a motivation post, that can be shared. When you have a community post, that can be shared. And then it's given me examples of how to set up my reel, what kind of a carousel that we can put up. So let's say if you look at this carousel, it says cushioning won't save your knees. This is slide number 1. So it's breaking a myth. And then it says soft shoes are unstable. That's what it's trying to say. And that's where it's saying injuries would start. We have 4D balance technology, and then it has a CTA. So it's starting to create a carousel or a sample post which can actually be used for social media. So all in all, it's created a good social media strategy. And you can also see that it's created like this influencer loop or creator loop, which has city run clubs or running creators, and then daily engagement cycles of how to engage with running communities. So all in all, it's covered almost everything, and it's given me metrics to track as well. So now we have a strategy which has SEO separately for the blog and for the website content, and it has social media separately, which is optimized around shareability. So now we have some strategy in place. Let's start building different assets now. The next part is about creating these social assets, both in written and in design. So I really liked this carousel, which was about cushioning won't save your knees, a soft shoe is not the best for you. Let's refine this idea further and first write the copy for it. Again, I've got two more skills for you. One is called post writer SMS and one is called carousel writer SMS. And now this is my prompt to it. Let us create a carousel post. This would be the same as you showed under the strategy. Let's use post writer SMS and carousel writer SMS to write down the caption and the card by card text. Now I want to show you the text that it's created for the carousel, especially the text that goes on the slides. So card 1, headline says, cushioning won't save your knees. So it's starting with some sort of a myth breaker. And then it says, the running world sells one idea. Softer is equal to safer. And then in card number 3, it gives the problem. Soft foam has a hidden cost. And then it says, you don't need softer, you need stable. This is what 4D balance does. Now this is the introduction of the shoe. And then there's a CTA, which is about selling of the shoe. Now, I think this is a good carousel to start with. And now we need to design this. So the next part is about designing this carousel first, and we're not going to use Claude for it. This is the part where Gemini by Google takes an entry. We're going to use Gemini as our creative brain. And for that, we will do the creation of a new AI brain called Gem, which is inside of Gemini. Now, I've already explained Gemini and Gem in some of my previous videos. So I'm going to clip some of those and use them here so that you can understand it even better. So inside Gemini, there's a feature called Gem, and that's your brand brain. That's the brain which has all the knowledge about your brand, and you don't need to tell it again and again. So let's go inside Google Gemini and start exploring this. So first, I go to the left section, which is Gems. After clicking on that, I will click on New Gem, and then that's where I give it all the context about RunReady. The knowledge section is where you load all that context. Let's go step by step on what all we need to load here. So the first thing you're going to load into your knowledge section is going to be the brand context. Now this is a document that contains everything: your product, your brand, your differentiation, your target audience, their pain points, your pricing, all of that. I have created a full template for this, and you can just copy and paste it. Just go to the link in the description and you'll get this entire template and all the other prompts as well. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the section of knowledge where you'll add the images of your product, or you can also add a full landing page. You can take a PDF export of your landing page and add it there. All the visual aspects of your landing page, all the visual aspects of your product is what you're going to load. The next thing you're going to do is going to assign the role to this AI employee or this AI gem that you've created. So I have created a role for my creative strategist, which is this AI gem. And as you can see, I've written the role, the context, what works for us, what are the do's, what are the don'ts, how to work with me, what to ask me, how to answer me, how to create the briefs, all of those tiny little things which make up the big picture. Again, this template is fully available in the link below. That's the creative strategist role that you'll take up, and you will add that to the instruction section. Now your AI employee is fully ready. It has the context and it has the instructions that you'd give to this employee. Let's start building something with this. Now that this gem is created, we're now going to visualize the design first. So the prompt that I've written in Gemini says, I want to design a carousel for the Blaze running shoes. Here are the details of the carousel. Help me visualize it. For now, I'm asking it for ideas, and it's given me a creative direction, card by card or slide by slide. And when I finally put it to use, this is the carousel. Now let's go through this together. So it says, cushioning won't save your knees. If you see, it's the runner running somewhere in the rain. And then it says, softer is not better. That's again a myth buster. And then it says, soft foam has a hidden cost. If you look at the knee of the runner, it's showing an impact, that the soft shoe is creating an impact. And then on an inclined surface, there's a guy running that says, you don't need softer, you need stable. And finally, it says, this is what 4D balance does. It's like a 4D representation of the shoe. And Blaze drops 31st August. That's the call to action. So it started with a popular belief. It broke it down. Then it said, this is what you need and not just the soft foam. and then it introduced the shoe. I think it's a really good segue into the post, and Gemini has done a really good job of designing this one. The next part is about video creation through Gemini. Now, in some of my previous videos, I've explained this, so I'm going to clip that part, but you're going to learn how to create a storyboard in Gemini, then take it to Google Flow and create a full brand video with all sorts of editing, music, and SFX. Let's look at the video creation. See, most people directly go to the video generation part, which is a waste of time and waste of AI credits. What you first need to do is think like a movie director. Think in scenes. A scene by scene storyboard is what we're going to create. Not just a written one, but a visual one as well, like a comic style. So that when we use this prompt later into Google Flow for video, then it is absolutely clear what the video is all about. So now let's go back to the gem, which was for RunReady, and look at the prompt for the storyboard. You can also find the prompt in the description below. So write a scene by scene video storyboard for a video ad launch for my new shoes, then create the scene by scene storyboard image so that I can use it later when I prompt for the video. The video should be a landscape. The story that I want to tell about is like a runner who has a lot of desire to improve and get to his best speed. Then I show the shoe, then I show the tension, then I show how RunReady is the answer. Then I show a lot of runners for trust, that 10,000 people trust me. And then we have a clear call to action. And this is a very important part. For every scene, I want Gemini to tell me, what is the shot framing and the motion? What is the styling? What is the lighting? What is the location, action, voiceover, all of that? You see, all these are the parts of that movie that we're creating. And the output that I want is a full written storyboard, scene by scene, and a visual form of it as well. So now I've given it a movie director-like instructions, and now we're going to have a storyboard come out of this. So now let's look at the output, the storyboard that Gemini has created for us. So if you look at this, this is a text version of it. It reads, Scene 1, the drive, the visual around it, a clean low angle tracking shot, the audio that goes with it, the voiceover, deep, strong male voice. Every run is a pursuit for speed, for cadence, for your best version. These are like feelings that a runner has. Then the transitions, you'll also see the technical breakdown, like the shot framing and the motion, landscape, the style, a gritty style, the lighting, cool blue dawn light, like running in the morning. The action is a lone runner running in the morning on his own. And then next, you'll have the scene 2, which is the reveal of the shoe, also called unlock. And then you'll keep going down and you see scene number 3, which is going to be the proof, the runners on a bridge using the shoe. So that's like social proof for the shoe. And finally, the call to action. Now, this is not the only thing. There's also a visual storyboard, a comic style storyboard that it's created. So let me show you that. So scene 1, the drive, the low angle shot, the legs and the feet, the reveal of the shoe. The next is the runners on a bridge who are going with that shoe. And then the call to action. So now we have something which can be fed into a video tool for scene by scene creation. Let's go do that. The next chapter is about creating the actual video, which is the most exciting part, and we're going to use a tool called Google Flow for this. Google Flow is this amazing tool. It does your images, it does your videos, it edits those videos, it kind of puts them together. And it's not just a text to video tool. It's like a creative agent. It thinks with you. It thinks the scenes with you. It thinks for you. It structures your video. It gives you ideas and all of that back and forth collaboration. So let's dive into Google Flow and see how it works. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the tour of this. So this is where you put your prompts in. In this case, it's going to be the storyboard. This section on the left side is all your image, video, multimedia brief, where you add your characters, voices, images, videos, all of those things. And that's where you'll upload all of your visual storyboards as well. So now let's go into the section where we will add the same text storyboard. Another thing that I want you to do is go to the images section, upload the storyboard, and then click on this button called add to prompt. This is going to add the visual storyboard, the comic style storyboard, to the prompt, and it's going to be referenced for that. I also want you to add the different angles of your product. So in this case, I've added the running shoes. Why? Because it's going to create a video. It's going to cover the product from all angles, and we want to give it all the product photos that we have. Now we have the visual storyboard. Now we have the text storyboard, and we have the product images. Let's hit run on this and see what kind of videos it comes up with. So let's see what we have here. It's polished my storyboard. It's created the character. It's created the location. It has created everything from the props to wardrobe, all of those things like the frames and everything. What is it happening here? It's improving your storyboard. It's making it even better in its own language. It's making you understand it as well, so that the final output that comes from the video is even better. So, the AI has kind of taken over here and they've created like a better version. This is the storyboard. It's more real than what we gave it to. The comic style, much more real than this. So now it's asked me, do you wish to proceed? Do you want to create those individual videos? All of those things. So now I'm going to add, let's create those individual videos. Now it's going to probably ask me for some credits. So I am on a Google Pro plan, which is like $20 a month. And I think they give us like 1,000 credits. So that's good enough. And it asked me, would you like to use 4 videos? Because there's 4 scenes costing 60 credits. So I will approve this and then it will start creating those videos. So now it's actually created those 4 visuals for me. And I have put them together on one frame to show you what it is. So this is the first draft. And we're going to ask for more revisions, but this is pretty good. Let me just show you these 4 frames and we'll go through that. So here it is.
Every run is a pursuit. For speed, for cadence, for your best version. Meet the RunReady Blaze. Engineered to push past with 4D balance technology. Trusted by over 10,000 runners who refuse to settle. Run without limits. Shop now.
So that's pretty powerful. It's a really good first draft. And I think it's like 80% there. And maybe we can do some edits on it. Ask for like a better music cohesion between all videos. So like the music is better. We can add subtitles and all of that. So let's just ask for those basic edits and then see what the final output looks like. And the final video output is ready. And I think you're going to really love this. Have a look at this.
Every run is a pursuit. For speed, for cadence, for your best version. Meet the RunReady Blaze. Engineered to push past with 4D balance technology. Trusted by over 10,000 runners who refuse to settle. Run without limits. Shop now.
Now the next part is about creating a landing page for the campaign of this product. Now we are going to create a pre-launch waitlist landing page which lets people sign up for the waitlist and get the shoe in advance. We need a page which is conversion friendly, which really convinces cold traffic to buy from us. We're going to use Claude Cowork for this. Now there's a big mistake that people use. They think that landing pages can be created just by a prompt or a skill. That's not really a case. A landing page is a very detailed thing that you need to add a lot of detail to. So what you need to do is you need to get your subject matter expertise first. Whatever you know about the brand, whatever features you want, you need to list them out. So what I did is I took my shoe and I listed down all the features that it has that I want to show in the landing page. Let's look at this. Lightweight, breathable upper mesh, balance supported, overall balance tech, life of the shoe over 1,000 kilometers, early access pricing, referral discount, return policy, all of these things that my brand has to offer. Now I go to Claude and I say, let's create a list of items about all the elements that might be essential for a conversion-friendly landing page. Let's create this list in a templated form. Here are some of my ideas. These are the ideas that I gave earlier. And now I wanted to refine my ideas. I wanted to create a structure around these ideas. So this is a document, a rough document that it's given me of how my ideas can be refined and how more ideas can be added. So on the landing page, it says you can add an urgency bar on the top, which is about the first 500 pairs will get launch pricing or early pricing. Hero section, it says talk about transformation, not just the features. So run farther, land safer, break your ceiling. Social proof, agitate the problem, tell the core benefits in a table. Then it talks about the signature technology, which is the 4D balance of the shoe that we have. It wants me to deep dive on that technology. Then it wants me to show a comparison table of the other popular shoes. Then the offer and the pricing block. What is the early access pricing? What is the incentive you get for referrals? The risk reversal, which is refund in 30 days. Testimonials, FAQs, and more of that. So it's given a structure, and now is the time when I add a new skill to it. So now this skill is called landing page builder. Again, you can just download and upload this. And I'm going to run this now. It says, now let's run the landing page builder skill to improve on these points even further. And our objective is to make these points better and overall structure better. So I want to show you this wireframe that it's created, which is like a holder or a structure of my landing page. So if you see announcement bar, the headline, the photo, the 3 promises: perform better, stay injury-free, build for the long term. Then it shows me the 4D balance spotlight, which is basically the spotlight of the 4D shoe. Then there's a table for comparison, then the risk reversal, then the FAQs and all of that. So it looks like a really good wireframe, and I think I'm ready to create this wireframe into an actual landing page. Now I've given Claude the permission to create this landing page further, and now let's review it together. All right, this is the final landing page. So the header reads, early access is live. First 500 pairs at 10,999 only, save 4,000 rupees. When they're gone, they're gone. That's a really good line. Then the transformative line says, run farther, perform better, be your best version. Now this photo is somebody running in the rain, and it's because they want to show a non-regular run, more of an aggressive run. So that's why the rain access. Get early access at 10,999. Then I really like this line called engineered for runners, not for looks. So this is like a serious statement that if you're a serious runner, this is for you. And then it shows some photos, which I think it could have done a better job of cropping them. So we're going to do it again. But it says engineered mesh, which is the upper mesh of the shoe, impact absorption, built to last, lighter build, support, all of that. Then it has a deep dive on the 4D balance of the shoe, and it's kind of opened up the shoe, and then it says how it supports all of that. So forward drive, heel stability, lateral support, medial control, all of this. Now how the blaze stacks up. Now this is the best part, where it says RunReady Blaze, and it has a bunch of features. Best for underfoot feel, fatigue, toe box, durability, weight, and it's compared to the best of Nike shoes, which is the Pegasus 41, and Asics Nova Blast 5, which is the best running shoes by Asics. So it's a really good comparison, and it's shown that how my shoe wins over the others. And then it has a bunch of reviews, which are really good. It could have added more images here of the reviewers that would have been better. And then finally, early access pricing. So 10,999 is the price, strikes out, and it also writes, bring a friend and both save. It's like a referral discount. Now this part says, return if you don't love it in 30 days, and questions answered. So I think as a first draft, it's really, really good. We can do a few more tweaks here and there, improve the images, but I think it's done a really good job, a really converting landing page, or a high conversion possibility landing page, which we can actually put into advertising. Now let's summarize what we learned here. The first thing was that you have to be the marketing architect, not just the operator. Then we set up Claude Cowork, and we set up a competitor research report. We came up with content strategy, both SEO and social. We did a few refinements there. Then we create written copy through Claude Cowork. And that's where we moved to Gemini Gems. This was for media production, for images production, for video production, and more. And finally, we came back to Claude Cowork for the landing page creation. Now, if you use these systems every day in your marketing operations, you can really level up, save a lot of time, and actually create assets which can drive conversions. And if you've watched the video till now, I know that you're interested in growth marketing. I teach growth marketing to founders, marketers, and product managers across 5 continents. I've been working in this space for more than 12 years. I've helped more than 100 clients. So if you want to learn more, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.